In part 2 of this collection flip, things kicked into high gear with the surprise discovery of some major vintage rookies. I'm in the middle of a collection flip. If you missed part 1, go back and watch that, then return here to continue with the story. I left the last video a little less than halfway through the discovery process, so we'll pick things up right where we left off, with me being $700 less rich in money, but 35,000 cards richer in collection. By this point in the collection, opening boxes and cataloging their contents felt familiar and regular. For the first box of part 2, I opened this unlabeled box and was greeted with a bunch of wild stuff, like more than 40 1991 Donruss Nolan Ryan cards, 15 1989 Topps Bo Jacksons, an 86 Topps traded Bo Jackson rookie, more Randy Johnson rookies. I'm up to more than 10 Randy Johnson rookies alone in this collection. This very cool Sunoco branded Phillies card featuring Richie Ashburn and Robin Roberts that I didn't already have, so this will go right into my Choice Phillies box. A Topps Finest Rickey Henderson, that's not nothing. Junk wax, but the best of the junk wax era, for whatever that is worth. Moving right along, the next box was labeled 1988 Topps, but it had 1993 Topps in it, including the traded set, which meant the Todd Helton rookie was in there. And so was Jeff Kent's rookie. The Helton is about a $10 card these days, and Jeff Kent just snuck into the Hall of Fame on the Contemporary Baseball Committee ballot. This isn't technically his rookie card, I know, as he had a card in 1992 Fleer Update that takes that title, so relax if you jumped at the screen when I called this his rookie. But this is his first Topps card, and it's got the rookie cup on it. That's good enough for me. This is about a $3 card now, post-Hall of Fame election. There was a box labeled Donruss that had 1988 Topps cards in it, and a 1988 Topps box that had Donruss cards in it. So I swapped the boxes to reunite the 1988 cards with their true and rightful home. The top set was complete up to card 699, but cards 700 to 792 were curiously missing. Given the haphazard nature of the collection, I expected to find the missing chunk somewhere in another box, but it never appeared. I pulled some of the stars out of my storage, but we'll need to get some 1988 Topps cards to finish the set. Along with it, there were some 88 rack packs in the collection, so I would likely package them together when it comes time to start selling things. Which it was. Even though I wasn't even done going through the collection, there were things I could start to sell that didn't need any work from me to complete. The first listing to go up was for the 1991 sealed Upper Deck set. I'm not such a big fan of sealed product because I can't play with it. If I have a box of cards, I want to be able to open it and look at them. So this box really isn't for me. I found a buyer in less than a day. He asked if I was selling any other stuff, and I sent him a few other pictures, and he ended up buying the box of 1988 Topps Big Baseball packs too. $30 for the lot. And the budget finally started to move back in the right direction. It was only a matter of time before 1989 Donruss entered the conversation, as these cards are lurking in nearly every collection somewhere. And thankfully, it wasn't close to a full set, which means I don't have to mess with it. The whole set is only $10, so trying to source 300 singles is a fool's errand. I'll bundle this together with a bunch of the other junk wax commons and sell it as an ultra-low price lot when all of this is done. Next up was a very promising box marked 1989 Topps Traded. You know what that means. Now, not much in this collection had been pilfered, so it was possible that the Griffies were in there. And indeed there was, but only one. There were 4 traded sets, and 4 Randy Johnsons, and 4 Omar Vizquels, but only one Griffey. I'll take it. I'll need to ponder the Vizquel rookies. He, like Curt Schilling, is a Hall of Famer by the stats, but some off-the-field antics really hindered his candidacy. He peaked at 52% of the vote in 2020, but then some abuse allegations cratered him in the next year. This year, he got 18%. He's got one more year on the ballot. Maybe time heals the wounds and the Contemporary Era Committee gives him the nod, but that'll be another decade at least. A long time to hold on to these cards, just in case. The next box was labeled 1992 Topps Traded, and when I opened it, you've got to be kidding me. Is that more Kyle Abbott rookies? Bloody hell. You'll remember from the last video, I already stumbled across 500 Kyle Abbott rookies. Well, here was another 200 or so. The great Kyle Abbott caper of 2026 isn't over, it seems. In any case, the 1992 Topps Traded set doesn't have much in it, besides the Nomar Garciaparra rookie and the Jason Varitek rookie. Neither are Hall of Famers, but they were pretty good players. And now I have 4 of each. Although, I'm not sure that's saying much. If there's a Nomar or Varitek super collector out there, send me an email. The last of the baseball cards included a partial 1984 Topps set, but only about half of it was there, and no Don Mattingly rookie. I'll have to decide what to do with that at another time. So it was on to the basketball stuff. But before I could get to that, I got an email from a fan of the channel who watched part 1, and, believe it or not, is a Kyle Abbott super collector. I mean, are you serious? Dude was very serious. I thought I was going to be throwing these cards out, and here they are, ready to be packaged up and shipped to Texas. Since I was legit going to throw the cards out, I didn't ask for any money beyond the shipping cost, so the budget won't move on this deal. But I am delighted that these cards will find a home where they will be properly appreciated. And if there's a second Kyle Abbott super collector out there in baseball card land, you missed your shot. Right, onto the basketball cards. In my cursory rummaging, I didn't see any 1986 Fleer basketball whatsoever, so I wasn't expecting to be floored with a Jordan rookie anywhere. There was a 1996 Upper Deck all-metal set of Michael Jordans, a couple of Shaq rookies, Robinson Rookie of the Year, more Michael Jordans, and then, in the middle of all the basketball cards was a 1971 Johnny Bench that looked like it had been eaten by a dog, a 1981 Walter Payton in similar condition, a Jaromir Jagr rookie, the 1991 Upper Deck Michael Jordan baseball rookie, and a 1982 Yaz. How all of those cards ended up together in the same stack, I'll never know. There were basketball cards in screw-down plaques that needed rescuing, including a vintage Pat Riley and a general mixture of basketball cards from the 70s through the 90s, with no real organization or purpose. In the end, I'll just sell this all as a lot. So I cleaned it up as best I could and threw it up on Marketplace to see if someone wants it more than me, which will be easy as I don't really want any of it. Basketball's not really my thing. My general strategy for Marketplace listings is to start the listing high, then immediately lower the price so it looks like it's on sale, and then, every third day or so, lower the price by 5%. I'm much more interested in quick, liquid sales than I am trying to maximize every possible dollar of potential profit. I just want to sell enough to support my own habit, not become a full-blown dealer. I left the football cards for last, because I know the least about them. I don't follow football much, and have never collected football cards at all. Any box I open will require research, as I don't really know who the big cards are in a given year, save for a few major stars, like Walter Payton or Joe Montana. The first box was marked 1978 Topps Football, and it was a bit of a mess upon opening. The 1978 set is 528 cards, and the big card of the set is the Tony Dorsett rookie, which was in there. Unfortunately, it had a fairly significant crease. The Joe Klecko rookie was in there, that an SI article told me was a pretty big card, along with John Stallworth, Terry Bradshaw, and Dan Fouts. In all, there were 302 cards of the set's 528, a little more than half the set. That's a pretty big delta to completion, so I'll decide what to do with this later. Sell it as is, or complete it with a fresh Dorsett rookie and go for the gold. The next box stepped up the adrenaline a bit. It was a 1977 Topps Football set, and it looked nearly complete. The first card I pulled out was a Walter Payton and O.J. Simpson rushing leaders card, followed by the Bradshaw, followed by a beautiful Walter Payton, the Vinny Papale rookie, and Fran Tarkington's All-Pro card. And Dave Casper here, who again an article online says was a good card. Steve Largent's rookie was there too. After a full check, the 1977 set was 45 cards short of complete, but it appeared I had all the big cards, and all that remained was commons. A complete 1977 set sells for around $200, it seems, so this makes sense to complete before selling. I've never owned a Walter Payton card before, and I feel like this is a notch in some sort of sports collecting bedpost. There was a 1979 Topps football box, only 17 cards short of complete, which again included the Walter Payton among other great cards. This is about a $150 set, so now I need to source the 17 missing cards and get this into the hands of a collector who will appreciate it. These football boxes were real bangers, as it turns out. I thought I was buying a baseball collection with a little football mixed in, and it was more like a football collection with some baseball mixed in. The next football box was 1980 Topps, and it was only one card short of complete, card 474. The Phil Simms rookie was in beautiful shape, and another crispy Walter Payton was in there too. A 1980 set goes for a touch over $100, so I gotta get that one card for sure. Moving from 1980 Topps to 1981 next, and look at this jumbled mess. So I go to work organizing the box, and holy crap. That is a Joe Montana rookie, and a good-looking one too. This was just at the bottom of the box. It's probably been there for 45 years. Yeah, we'll put that in a sleeve and a card saver. I have to admit, I'm a little speechless. I thought I was buying vintage baseball, and here I am discovering a crisp Joe Montana rookie, just in a box, and another Walter Payton. The set was 11 cards short of complete, and with the Montana rookie, is the most valuable set among all the boxes so far. So I go on to the next box, another box of loose 1981 Topps football. I see that the cards are numbered, and now I know that the Montana rookie is card 216, so with the camera shaking in my one hand, my other goes right to the low 200s, and holy crap, that is another Montana rookie. And just look at it. That is crisp and centered, and what is happening? I know a lot of you out there in YouTube land are already screaming at the screen for me to send it in for grading. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Even with the possibility that these grade a 6 or higher, which is strong, I would say they're probably 7s. I don't want to wait around for 6 months to maybe get an extra 100 or 2 in the sale. That trade-off just isn't worth it to me. Neither of these are 10 contenders, so I'll sell them raw with the complete set and let someone else make that decision. If they want to pay the fee and wait the intolerable time to get it back, more power to them. They can have that extra $100. I was in no way expecting 2 Joe Montana rookies as part of my day today, but I gotta say, finding cards like that in the bottom of a box is pretty frickin' exciting. There was a lot more football cards too. 1980 and 1981 Fleer NFL team action sets, multiples of each, hundreds of extra commons from the late 70s and early 80s. This is a football power box that had all kinds of junk wax stars in it and a stack of 1976 Topps football. You don't think? There's no way, right? There can't be a Walter Payton rookie in that stack, right? Right? Well, there wasn't. But holy crap, going through that stack had my heart pounding like a teenager touching a boob for the first time. There wasn't a Sweetness rookie, but there was other Walter Payton cards, and a Marcus Allen, and a second-year Barry Sanders, and an Otis Anderson rookie. The hits just kept on coming. I'm going to keep this as a mixed power box and see if I can sell it as a complete lot. So this is what 4 solid days of card sorting looks like, and a full documentation of the collection that I purchased, set by set and card by card. Here's what the collection had in it, and what I got for my $700. For the baseball cards, a 1977 Topps set missing 189 cards, a 78 Topps set missing 79 cards, a 79 Topps set missing 69 cards, an 80 Topps set missing 72 cards, 3 1981 Topps sets in various states of completion, 1981 Fleer missing 7 cards, 2 1982 Topps sets in various states of completion, a complete 1982 Fleer set, a complete 1982 Donruss set, incomplete junk wax sets from 87 Topps, 87 Fleer, 88 Topps, 88 Donruss, 1991 Topps Micro, the 88 Topps Big Wax Box, 88 Topps Rack Packs, 85 Donruss Jumbo Set, and about 5,000 additional loose cards from varying years. I had this huge pile of singles pulled from various boxes, and just look at what's here. These are just the extras and the randoms that will be incorporated into my collection, mostly in my Hall of Fame boxes. If these were at a show, they would make the greatest dollar box in card show history. Banger after dollar banger. For the football cards, there was a lot of 1976 tops, a partial 77 top set, partial 78 top set, 79 tops and Fleer sets, 1980 tops and Fleer sets, 2 1981 top sets with Montana rookies, 2 1981 Fleer sets, and about 3,000 loose cards from varying years. The basketball portion was the smallest, with just a single mixed box, the Jordan All-Metal set and the 1981 NBA pinups. And now that I know what's here, I gotta do something with it all. My wife isn't gonna let me leave it on the dining room table forever. My plan right now is to sell off the basketball collection as a whole, as is. I will complete and sell the 77, 79, 80, and 81 football sets, sell the 76 and 78 cards as a lot, and sell all of the remaining football as a lot. For the baseball, I want to keep and complete the 77, 78, 79, 80, and 82 sets, Fleer, Topps, and Donruss inclusive. The rest of the baseball sets, I'll only sell off if I still need money in the collection to bring it back to net $0. Plus, I'll need money on the other side of that to complete the sets. And I need an 82 Ripken rookie, and an 82 traded Ripken rookie would be a nice addition as well. While going through my purchase and spending plans, another viewer of the channel reached out about the oddball Kansas City Royals cards I found back in part 1. More cards I figured I'd probably just throw away, but as it turns out, he wanted them. So we arranged a trade. I sent him the stack of 2005 Kansas City Sheriff's Association promo Royals cards, and he sent me a few Phillies cards in return. Because baseball cards are fun, and don't always have to be about maximizing every single cent of profit. And my goal with this collection isn't profit. I don't want to make money on it. I want to make cards. So I'm only going to sell as much as I need to get back to even. And with the windfall of football cards I totally wasn't expecting, I'm pretty confident I can do that now. I may even keep one of the 81 football sets with the Montana just for funsies. Who knows? We'll see. This is a heck of a shopping list, but buying cards is the fun part. So off to the card stores and card shows I go. Thanks for watching. Help support the channel with the purchase of a custom card box divider made to your exacting specifications. Send me an email at philliesbaseballcards@gmail.com to talk about how.